STU Journalism and New Media present The Basement Files.
Welcome to this week's Basement Files. I'm Robin Roy, and here are today's top stories. You might want to reconsider the stores you shop at this holiday season. If you're a lover of board games and game nights, Warhammer might be your new favorite game. A new candy shop named Frolic opened in Fredericton with a candy selection you could only dream of. With the upcoming holiday season, many Fredericton businesses are working to keep the shelves filled for holiday shoppers. Emily Eggers, a retail worker at STU in Fredericton, has been busy helping stock the store with new shipments. St. Thomas Journalism, Jessica Giacone, produces our story today on the busy holiday stocking process.
So basically, every box is different, what comes in it. We don't really know what's coming in it until we open the box. It comes from the warehouse. And some things are wrapped, some things aren't.
Oh, you're welcome.
But we get from Champion to East Coast Lifestyle to Country Liberty, really all over the place. And then sometimes we get transfers from other stores too. So like other stores, other studio stores across Canada. Say if an item isn't selling well there, but it's selling well at our store, it'll be sent to our store, and vice versa. Like if something isn't selling well at our store, but it's selling well, say like PEI, we'll send it to PEI as well. And those are called transfers, but that's its own process as well, separate from this. But today I am on stock, so basically I'm unpacking the boxes and I'm counting the items in the box to make sure that it lines up with what was counted at the warehouse when it was sent out. And after I count it and it gets into the system, I have to security tag each item, and then it goes out onto the floor. And if there is too many of this item on the floor, it gets put in back stock so that we have enough items to put out. The holidays have been really hectic, but it's nice because we get a lot of stock, and sometimes it can be like really overwhelming, like we won't have room back there. But with like Black Friday was great because we sold so much product, but because we sold so much product, we're getting a lot more in. So that's why there's so many boxes right here. And that's why we usually have one person on stock just so that it can get done really, really fast, and that we don't have a pile up of boxes everywhere. We can keep it nice and clean and tidy.
The holidays are upon us. Sometimes people may get candy for Christmas. If you're looking for new, old, or foreign candy, look no further than Frolic, a new candy shop that's open at 2 locations in Fredericton and St. John. It's not your basic candy store. Keegan Ketty has the story.
A lot of retro stuff. We have stuff like Chubbies and Dunkaroos and a lot of taffy that was like, years and years ago. We sell bulk candy and a lot of local stuff as well. So we have like cotton candy from Nova Scotia. We have love bombs from around here. They're like hot chocolate bombs and stuff like that. So we like to really kind of get in some local stuff as well. We saw an opportunity and the girls kind of jumped on it to go to St. John as well. So, things were going really well here. We were getting things up and running. So we took the opportunity when it was presented and took off to St. John and opened that place up as well. So it's a lot of fun, especially with the holidays here, people coming in for all the different holiday candies and stocking stuffers and stuff. It's really fun. Kids love Dunkaroos, adults love Dunkaroos. We have the Chubby Pops that, people just, it's nostalgia, right? We have a lot of like ribbon candy and humbugs and chicken bones and stuff that's like very traditional candy around the holidays and stuff. So people are definitely coming in to get a lot of that stuff too. People are coming in for candy. They're pleasant. They're here. They're getting excited over stuff. We can get excited for them, and it's just fun. It's a good time. Anything you see around is done by us. We reorganize the shelves, we stock all the product. We're out on the floor helping customers figure out what they need and helping them get what they want. We run the cash register, and at the end of the night we do the cleaning, all the paperwork and stuff like that. It's pretty much a all hands on deck kind of thing, and it works really well like that. Working for a local business as well, you get that extra pride with it too, because you're doing something for local, and I love that, so yeah.
Nowadays, lots of people prefer to play video games. But others still find tabletop games fascinating because they require more dedication. Plus, you can meet up with your friends. Zachary Foster is an active member of the Warhammer community, and he finds this game as his favorite. St. Thomas journalist Purina Rivas-Rabiano has the story.
It includes anything from basic infantry models to tanks to giant foot-tall mechs, dice, measuring tapes. Warhammer is a tabletop game set in a far future where it's nothing but grimdark and war. And what you do is you build armies out of plastic kits. These are called miniatures. And you build them and you paint them and you play the game against each other where it's two armies fighting each other. Each army is an army of your own creation. You get the base kit, but you decide how they're posed, you decide how they're painted. You can make your own story for your army. And then there's the painting. And then there's playing against people who you really enjoy playing with. I started playing quite some time ago, just as I was leaving middle school. I walked into a random tournament that was happening at a gaming expo one day and fell in love with it ever since. You get a case of minis and they come on just sheets of plastic sprue, all in bits, arm here, leg there, gun there, and you just clip them out and you have an instruction booklet on how to put them together for the base form. It's a mix of concentration and planning because the game does have a lot of strategy to it. It can get a little stressful, like if you're playing a high points game or if you're playing in a tournament. But if you're just playing with a friend who you just enjoy playing the game with, it's really fun. One of my favorite go-tos is Warhammer. Usually the hobby aspect, building and painting, since I can just sit down after a long day, de-stress and not have to interact with anybody else. But I really look forward to game night every week on Saturdays. It's like a light at the end of the tunnel for me. If you can spare the money to get into it and you have the spare time that it takes, because you do have to build the army, you do have to paint it, I highly recommend it. It's a great, story-wise, it's a great universe. It has a little something for everyone. There's so many armies to choose from. And learning the game can be complicated at first, but as soon as you get the hang of it, it's like second nature. It's extremely fun.
When deciding what to get your loved ones for the holidays, do you go to the big stores such as Walmart, Canadian Tire, or HomeSense? You might want to consider supporting a small business this year to help another family with their holidays. Here's St. Thomas journalist Millie Squires with the story.
This is a sweater for my daughter that I actually already finished, but it was too small for her. So my business is called Reckless Delight. I make blankets, I make sweaters, cat toys, different sewn things like project bags. I like doing craft markets and stuff because it really gives me a chance to talk to my customers and to speak from the heart and to get to know people. But with COVID and stuff, we've really had to move all of that online, and they've shut down most of the in-person markets. We have a lot of December birthdays in our family, and with this time of year at the holidays and our birthdays and stuff, it's really hard to make all of those feel special. So when I make a sale and somebody makes an order or just promotes my business, it really makes a big difference. And obviously there's having a source of income for things like groceries and back to school shopping and winter clothes and new boots and all that stuff, let alone like Christmas and birthdays and things. So what I'm working on right now is a cat toy for cats, obviously. I have a consignment deal with a local store and they don't have any cat toys left, and I have some left in stock. So there's the extra bit of income that comes with that. But it also kind of gives me and my family something to bond over.
Gas prices hit an all-time high in October, but haven't dropped much since. It wasn't long ago we were paying under $1 per liter, which makes soaring prices even more confusing for consumers.
The maximum total price for gas at the moment is $1.48 per liter, and gas stations are pricing it close to that. These are prices we haven't seen in quite a while. Experts are suggesting people should start getting used to paying more at the pumps. Although there has been an increase in demand, Surging prices are due to an increase in the price of crude oil. There is a shortage of fuel, oil, and natural gas, which could be attributed to the government leaning towards renewable energy. With cold months ahead of us, the price of furnace oil has also increased dramatically. Last year, it was $600 to fill a household's oil tank, and now it's $800. This leaves a lot of Canadians in a tough position and points to the issue of people's reliance on fossil fuels and emphasizes the need to shift to electric vehicles and people choosing to walk, cycle, or take the bus.
It's been 20 months since COVID-19 started, and more than 4 million Canadians are still working from home. At first it sounded like a dream, but how are people dealing with it now?
My name is Morgan Briggs and I work for Service Canada. I've been working from home since March 2019. I started working from home 6 months into my term due to COVID. Right now, yes, I'll be working from home for the foreseeable future. The pros are I get to stay at home, work with my dogs, and I don't have to get dressed to go into the office. The cons are I don't really get to see anyone from my team and interact with them like I used to, so it's kind of hard to form friendships at work. My mental health wasn't the greatest before working from home, and then got worse. Also, since COVID started, my office has been moved to my basement, and it's kind of dark and lonely and depressing down there. There's not a lot of natural light, so it's a big change from going and working in the office with 1,000 people and everyone working beside you and all the noise and stuff, and then working by yourself in the basement. I do find it hard to separate work and home life because you're kind of doing both in the same spot, whereas before COVID you'd be able to leave and go to the office and then come home, but having it all in one place makes it hard to separate one from the other. I do think it's just as hard for other people. We've had surveys go out from the Service Canada and stuff to check on all of us, and they're all the same answer, but due to COVID, you can't really go back to the office regardless of what we say. I'd like to be able to go into the office at least sometimes to interact with people on my team, or just being able to go a different place to work, like a coffee shop or something like that, but due to restrictions with our laptops and our internet, we're not allowed to do that, so we kind of have to stay at home for the foreseeable future.
That's it for this semester's Basement Files. In case you missed one, check out our website. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. This is Robin Roy, St. Thomas Journalism.